So, more on the 1937 Stoner Turf Champs pinball machine payout version. I am going to work on the payout mechanism next, which is right here. And this is what would either pay out coins or tickets. And when you won, these are very common. A lot of different manufacturers seem to have used the same almost exact mechanisms. There's this type, and then there's another type that uses a different wiper counting mechanism. But they're basically very simple. They just go back and forth and count the number of iterations using a ratchet step up thing like this block, or a rotary wiper type thing. So in order to do this, I'm going to take this out because it's too hard to do it in the machine, which means I'll have to disconnect a couple wires, hopefully not too many, and I will label those so that when I go to put it back together, it won't be too hard. So I've got this Stoner Turf Champs coin payout mechanism pretty cleaned up, and lubricated it a little bit, and it works pretty good. So what would happen is there's a big solenoid here. These things are huge, and it would retract the coin slide, drop 2 coins, then go back, and then pick up another 2, drop them, and the coins would be fed into this tube from the coin slide just above it, and the tube, that's a quarter, that's not going to fit. This is a nickel machine. So anyway, the tube would be full of coins, and when it started to overflow, they would go down the chute. But anyway, when it pays out, it just does that, and the coins come out the bottom like that. And the counter, the way it would keep track of how many coins it was dispensing was by this device here, which is some brass or bronze plate material on this semicircular wedge thing, and there were brushes that would ride on it, contacts, and you'll see those when I put it back into the machine. I didn't disconnect the wires from them all because it's not necessary, but as when the machine reset, that would go back to 0, and then as it paid out, this thing would ratchet 1 step at a time until the contact for the particular payout fell off of the brass plate, and then it would stop. Okay, finally got the coin mechanism cleaned up, back in, got the wipers on, got the chute ready to go. I took that false plate off the top so I can get the coin tube in there. Coin slide goes in that slot. The payout cup on the front works now. It was shut to the point where I couldn't open it. Somebody had removed the lock. That still didn't open it. There's also evidence here that somebody had put some plates on this thing, it looks like, just to further make it not open, and probably to convince the authorities that it could not pay out. And then trying to figure out how to get this thing open, I looked underneath, and there was a bolt that you could take out and allowed you to slide this plate back, this bottom, and then I had access to the payout cup, and I could take the screws out and release it. Funny thing is, when I did that, I encountered a coin that was stuck in there, and it fell out. And this is it. It's actually a 1937 Buffalo Head nickel. So that was in there, and that leads me to believe this thing was in fact a payout machine originally, and converted to credit at some point.